Welcome everybody to Kara no Shōjo. Hang on one sec here. Now, I wanted to cover this game because this came out a while ago. This has been in English for about 7 years now. But it's kind of significant because it just came on Steam, which is a pretty big deal because this is published by MangaGamer, and they're kind of starting to embrace the whole... If you guys don't understand, Steam recently basically said, you know what? You can put anything you want on there. Sexual content, adult content. Doesn't matter. I mean, they still take stuff down if it's like offensive or racist or something like that. But like adult games, like adult VNs with nudity and sex scenes and stuff are given the green light, essentially. And that's awesome. And this game came out just 2 days ago, I think. 3 days ago on Steam. This game was provided to me by MangaGamer, so thanks to them for that. And I've been wanting to play this game for a long time. I wanted to buy it like forever ago, and I just never got around to it. But it seemed really interesting. It's like a detective game. It's really cool. The music is amazing, just from the title screen alone. It's really awesome. So let's get into this. Let's start. New game. Prologue. The Phantom Castle. After being awakened by his phone just before dawn and picked up by a Toyo pet patrol car, Kyozo Uozumi finally arrives at Fuchu's Tama Cemetery. Ooh. The cemetery is shrouded in deep fog. Dead branches snap underfoot as he makes his way inward. It's got voices. That's great. Not that I didn't expect it to have voices, but... A group of officers are assembled there. He addresses the officer who had saluted him. Too many of these disturbing cases have cropped up lately. It's too much for him to handle on his own. And he still hasn't found any leads on the dismemberment case from the other day. Oh god. Is it Hinamizawa? Is that where he found it? A certain detective comes to mind, one who's always sticking his nose into cases like this. Tokisaka Reiji. This case is right up his alley. The Egg of Ninus, Part 2? Where's Part 1? In exchange for a small black egg, she received a torso. Right arm, right leg, and left leg. However, she still lacked a head. She surveyed her surroundings, but could not glimpse anyone else. This won't do. What am I to do? I can't complete Mother with this, she fretted. No matter whose head she obtained, it would not have her mother's face. Oh, Mother, where could your face be? She asked this of a large black egg, however, it did not answer. Whether that's surprising or not, I don't know. Oh, Mother, my mother inside of here, could your face be within the shell? With that thought in mind, she could no longer wait. She put the large black egg on the ground and raised a large black stone aloft with both her hands. Halt! Thou must not break the shell. The words of her mother inside the egg did not reach the girl's ears. She swung the black rock downward. Crash! A clear sound rung out. Cracks appeared on the large black egg, scattering bits of the shell. Mother, where are you? Whilst chipping away at the cracked shell, the girl peered inside. There was nothing within but a thick red fluid. Where's my mother? She thrust her hand into the red fluid and stirred it around. But her fingers did not grasp her mother's head. The red fluid inside the large black egg leaked out through the cracks in its shell. In an instant, the ground was stained red. Ah, mother's spilling out! In a panic, the girl got down on her hands and knees, but most of the red fluid had already been absorbed by the earth beneath her. No, mother! With large teardrops spilling down her face, she cried out for her mother. But her mother would not come back. The girl cried until all the tears left in her body had been cried out. In time, she stood up. She had no more tears left to cry. All that was left was the headless body of her mother and the shell of a broken black egg. I've got to look for my mother. After remembering that, she dug into the ground that had been stained red by what was formerly her mother, then buried both the large black eggshell and her headless mother's body. Her work done, the girl set out once more to find her mother. Okay, I did not expect that exchange at all. March 3rd. It's not March 3rd, by the way. It is actually October 24th. Right now, I, Tokisaka Reiji, am at my office in Shinjuku. I'm writing up a case summary while smoking and taking the occasional swig of Suntory whiskey, as I should. It was a simple case, really. A wealthy man was killed, and his son was arrested. However, the guy insisted he was innocent. Heard that one 1,000 times. In order to prove it, I had to show him that this old man had offed himself. That's all there was to it. Easy. After filling in the name of my client, the deceased man's son, I'm done with the paperwork. I should be filling, by the way. Whew. Jesus. I relax. Leaning back in my chair, the day is done. Stubbing my cigarette out in the ashtray, I pull a fresh one from my case and light it. A chain smoker, I am. The smoke drifts towards the ceiling to be dispersed by the fan. Well, that's one more job out of the way. I got a nice little fee for this from my client. It looks like I won't have to worry about food for a while. Come to think of it, it feels like I've been working constantly since New Year's. A murder over an inheritance, a murder over factory eviction, a murder over a dispute in the red light district. My god, everyone's off on each other. Oh man, this world's just full of murders, isn't it? It sucks. It's like a not fun version of Danganronpa. I exhale a long puff of smoke along with the words. Seems we live in pretty dangerous times. Well, I guess it's thanks to the fact that somebody like me can make a living. After all, detectives work thrive on the misfortune of others. I mean, it's a cold fact, but, you know, if I wouldn't be here, people didn't have things that needed to be solved. I suppose it couldn't hurt to take a break for a while. Fortunately, I don't have any cases at the moment. Going home and getting some rest sounds good. If that's the plan, then there's no reason for me to stay here overnight, really. Look at this place. It's a mess. We should really clean it up. Tomorrow. We'll clean up tomorrow. I quickly pack up my belongings and go outside. The Tokisaka Detective Agency is located near Shinjuku Station and a narrow alley behind the Isetan department store. The Shinjuku Blue Line district is nearby, so I can't exactly call it a nice area. Apparently it's a pretty seedy area. I stick a brown piece of paper to the door bearing the words, "During my absence I can be contacted here," followed by my home address. This way there shouldn't be any problems if a client comes by while I'm out. Then again, whether any clients will come all the way to the outskirts of Suginami Ward after seeing the sign is, well, that's another matter entirely. Burgers probably won't target an empty office. Even if someone does break in, there's really no reason for me to go track them down, I think. Looks like I still got plenty of time, I mutter while glancing at my pocket watch, because I'm classy like that. Normally I'd take the Seibu line to Kamishakuji. There we go, that's how you say that. But today I'm going to make a little detour to something hopefully more pronounceable. I head away from the Kinokuniya towards the Japan National Railway Shinjuku Station. Although it's gotten considerably warmer, the people on the street are all wearing coats. I weave my way through the crowd to the ticket counter, and after buying a ticket for the Chuo line to Kichijuji Station, I pass through the gate and board the train. Nice train ride home. By the time I arrive at Kichijoji, it's already past 11. Leaving the station via the north exit, I cut through the shopping district, which still retains traces of its black market roots. Before me lies my destination. A simple cafe, Moon World. That's a cool name for a cafe, by the way. The coffee and pastries are delicious. Seriously, you should try them sometime. There are a lot of cafes near my office in Shinjuku, but I frequently make the trek to this place. That's how you know it's good. I go out of my way to avoid all the other cafes to come here. Sometimes. One of the reasons being is that it's run by an old friend of mine. Happy to give him business. Happy to give her business. Kyoko, it's me. See my face? Hazuki Kyoko stops wiping the counter. Could I get a cup of coffee? Boy, do I need it. I don't mind the wait. Kyoko gestures toward the empty pot with a hand. Well, if it's going to be a while, then hot water shochu will be fine. I want a coffee. Man, I really want coffee now. Kyoko turns and takes a bottle of shochu off the shelf. Is it really alright for you to be drinking? You know, with the baby and all. She's not pregnant, by the way. I just had to add that in. For anyone who's actually not watching and just listening in the background. Kyoko adds shochu to a pair of tumblers filled with hot water. The liquid's mixed inside the glasses. As liquids tend to do. Unless, you know, it's like oil or something. Kyoko comes out from behind the counter and takes a glass. She starts to sit on a stool, but instead picks up an apron that was hanging off of it. Oh? She? I ask, reacting to the resigned tone underlying her words. Oh, new part-timer. Now that she mentions it, I don't remember whether she's told me or not. She lives here? Man, wouldn't it be awesome to live at the place where you work? Like right upstairs, you just go right to work, easy. It'd be nice. It's like Persona 5. Nah, that's fine. It's pretty late anyway. I tilt the glass and then the mild shochu slides down my throat. I don't know what shochu is. It sounds good. With that, she brings her own glass to her mouth. I bet it is. Well, it's certainly not your run-of-the-mill Kasatori. Of course not. I know. Seeing Kyoko puff out her cheeks in indignation, I try to soothe her. Keyword try. Don't serve alcohol, but we keep a nice selection on tap, you know. I've noticed. Hey, are you drunk already? She's like, you called me lightweight? Kyoko glances down at her glass as she speaks. I hear ya. I don't even drink, and there are times I want to get drunk. She sighs. Yeah. I nod in agreement. There are times when nothing else will do. Times when I just want to get drunk and forget about everything. A lot of things have happened to us in the past. Kyoko suddenly acts cheerful, as if trying to shake off the memories. Dark memories of days gone by. That's for the best, really. I mean, I didn't come here for a heart-to-heart. I came here for coffee. I didn't even get that. No, you know. can't complain. You know, people murdering each other left and right, but you know, someone's got to solve all these murders, or try to anyway. Yeah, I mean, I solved the case, so it looks like I'll have a little free time. Lord knows I need it.
それがいいわよ。仕事のしすぎで体を壊しちゃ元も子もないから。
Yeah, I don't want to work myself to death. You don't have to worry though, that won't happen to me. I'll live forever.
だといいんだけれど。
Yeah, I would too. Kyoko's expression turns worried. I guess there's nothing I can do about that. She seems like the motherly type, you know, the type who's gonna worry about everybody. Her husband passed away a while ago. Aww.
休めるうちに休んでおいた方がい
Too
いわよ。
bad. I wonder how he died. Yeah, I know. I drain the remaining soju from the bottom of the glass and stand up. I'm going home and sleeping. What do I owe you? Pull out my wallet as I ask.
今日はサービスしておいてあげる。私も飲んだしね。
Oh, well, I couldn't possibly. Don't worry, I just got paid. I can afford it. It's fine.
私がおごりたい気分だったのよ。
Oh, that's so. Well, then I appreciate your generosity.
ありがとう。
I'll come again. Have a good night. You know, take it easy.
ええ、おやすみなさい、時坂くん。
Ooh, you know, it's good to see old friends. Kyoko sees me to the door. Looks like the trains aren't running anymore. Well, from here walking home isn't too bad. Fortified by the warmth of the shochu, I force myself to walk into the chill of the street. Kara no Soju. Sojo, sorry. There's no you in that. I really, really love her. I love every single part of her. Her legs, her hips, her fingers, her neck, her eyes, her hair. She is perfection. The likes of me could never hope to reach her, no matter how hard I may try. Even so, she has descended to stand here with me at this very moment. There can be no doubt, she's here, right beside me.
風が気持ちいいね。
Her voice is clear. I steal a glance at her profile. She's leaning on the fence surrounding the pond. Her long, glossy black hair flutters and dances in the wind. Her expression is almost like a doll's, and yet she has the beautiful face of a goddess, overflowing with the essence of life. Countless times I've been driven to the verge of stealing a kiss from that face, from those lips. I could never bring myself to actually do it. I mean, for one thing, I'm not a lesbian. And neither is she. My greatest fear is incurring her displeasure. That's gotta be the hardest thing, really, you know, if you're, you know, homosexual, and you're in love with your best friend or whatever, you know, who's of the same sex, and, you know, it's like, how do I approach her? You know, this could ruin a friendship. You never know. It's rough, it really is. Of all the people, I'd never want to be hated by her. I wouldn't care if every other person on Earth hated me. The truth is, I know that I'm despised around the Academy. I'm a person of no particular note. I'm surrounded by a bunch of girls from good families who wouldn't bat an eye if they were addressed as mistress. The daughter of an impoverished pigment maker would never find herself in a position to speak on equivalent terms. Why am I in this place? I wondered that every day. But that changed after I met her. The reason I was there was so that I could meet her. You know, it's like fate in a way.
どうしたんだい?
Her question interrupts my train of thought. Her voice is unmistakably a girl's, yet she speaks in the manner of a man. The incongruity of it all makes her seem all the more feminine.
なんでもないわ。
I couldn't say that I was thinking about her. I really do want to, but I'm afraid that telling her will cause our relationship to crumble.
見てごらん。月は綺麗だよ。
Sure is. Sure is. She points to the sky where a waning moon peers through a gap in the clouds.
そして湖面に映る月もゆらゆらと揺らめいて、なんとも幻想的だと思わないかい？ええ、とても。
I nodded agreement. To my eyes, her form was also part of the scene. The moon, the lake, and her. It is a tableau no artist could possibly recreate.
そして君も
She holds my face in her hands. Huh? It's just a light touch from her, but my heartbeat quickens.
そうだね綺麗な瞳だ
Her face is right before my eyes. I can feel her breath on my lips.
髪も伸びたね私たちが出会った頃はもっと短かったのに
She twines my hair around her finger. I want to be like you. Did you know I started growing out my hair because I wanted to be like you? It was because I wanted to be closer to you. It was because I wanted you to take an interest in me. Even if it was for just a little bit.
でも私癖っ気だからお手入れが大変でそれはいけないな今度私が使っている洗髪料をあげるから試してみるといい本当
I stared at her face in disbelief. Shampoo? That's amazing.
嘘をつく意味がないじゃないか
Why would she lie? It's just shampoo. I mean, if she gave me if she gave me conditioner, that'd be another story. She laughs, the corners of her eyes crinkling. When she does that, she looks like a mischievous little kitten. I want to hold her close. I really do. I want to hold her close to me and feel everything about her. I want to know more about her.
そろそろ帰ろうか
Sighing, she offers those parting words. My time of bliss, it ends here. You know, don't frown because it's over. Smile because it happened, as they say. Enjoy the moment, however fleeting.
もう少し一緒にいてもいい
I don't want to say farewell. I don't want to leave her. I want to enjoy our time together like this forever.
仕方ないなそれでは家まで送っていきましょうお嬢様
With those playful words, she takes my hand, bringing my fingertips lightly to her lips, and with that tiny gesture, I'm struck dumb with helplessness, unable to even look her in the eye. Okay, interesting. Interesting. How long have I been recording? 22 minutes. Okay, that's not bad. March 4th. Awakening from my slumber, I sit up in the futon and stretch. After I got home last night, I crawled right into bed and fell asleep. I don't know whether my exhaustion is due to the stress in my daily life, or just simply walking home after drinking. Either way, it was a pleasant awakening. A glance at the pocket watch on my desk tells me it's not yet 8. Given that I have nothing to do, I'm perfectly happy to just laze around like this, but then I happen to notice a delicious smell wafting in from the kitchen. I suddenly realize that my stomach is empty. I wonder if breakfast is ready. As I kneel, raising my hand to slide open the screen to the living room, it opens on its own.
おはようございます兄さん
Oh, who's that? Yeah, good morning, Yukari. My little sister Yukari gazes down on me.
朝食はいりますか
I really like the artwork of the characters. I really do. It's really nice. They're very pleasant to look at. I'm pretty hungry. I answer honestly, because I am.
そうですかでもその前にきちんと着替えてくださいね昨晩帰ってきたまますぐに眠ってしまったのでしょ
Hearing her tone, I take a stock of my outfit, slacks and a dress shirt. I even have my shoes on. My god, we just just collapsed. Hey, at least took my tie off.
シワだらけじゃないですか洗濯しますから脱いでください
Yukari reaches to unbutton my shirt. It's fine, I can do it on my own. I'm not a kid. There are a few things as embarrassing as having your little sister undress you. Oh, some people might be into that, I don't know.
兄さんの服はそこにありますから
Yukari indicates the corner of the room where she's carefully folded and placed my kimono.
脱いだ服は脱衣所のカゴに入れておいてくださいね
Guys want to hear a horrible joke I made? I just thought of it. It was like, kimono. Kimono, yes. Yeah. I'm here all week. With that, she leaves. Good grief, Charlie Brown. Does she have no sense of modesty? She worries too much about me. Even a sigh, I start to change. That's a nice little room. I like that. It's very cozy, you know. By the time I enter the living room, now dressed in Japanese-style clothes, because, you know, what else would I dress in? It's Japan. Breakfast had already been laid out on the table. Steam rises from the sliced salmon and rice. Ooh, actually, that sounds pretty good. I just said pizza, but that sounds pretty good too. It's still quite chilly, isn't it? It is getting colder out. It is getting colder outside. I sit in a chair, huddled against the cold.
そうですか?
Yukari cocks her head at me as she brings out the miso soup.
今朝は随分と暖かいと思いますけど。
I guess it's because I went to sleep in that outfit.
かもしれませんね。風邪薬出しておきますか?
I mean, I'd rather you get out the hot medicine. But you know what? I'm not gonna argue. Nah, it's not that bad. Let's eat. Itadakimasu. I learned that from Go Go Nippon. My week in Japan. That was a great game. Also published by MangaGamer and available on Steam. I take up my rice bowl to avoid worrying Yukari, who's giving me a distinctly maternal look. I really don't feel like I have a cold, and the chill is nothing really serious. As I break the salmon whip with my chopsticks, I turn the pages of the newspaper with my left hand.
兄さん、食事中ですよ。
Uh-oh. Reading while eating is taboo. I'm almost fit. A small article at the edge catches my eye. An article regarding a murder. Oh man, not another one. It seems that a female corpse was discovered in Thomas Cemetery. Well, I mean, at least I don't have to go far to bury her. The report says they're working overtime to identify her, but they still haven't confirmed anything. Disturbing, as usual. I mean, what murder isn't disturbing, right?
つい先日も井の頭公園で遺体が発見されたそうですよ。
Everyone's dying. Yukari frowns, muttering.
学院でもいなくなった子がいるのに。
You be careful too, please. These really are dangerous times. Well, I'm home at least. It might be better if I saw Yukari off to school and greeted her when she came back. Her school, Ouba Girls Academy, is next to the town of Hoya, a straight shot across from Musashino City from our home in Tsuganami Ward. And it's not an unwalkable distance, but American military officers have their residences a long way, so you can't exactly call it safe. But what does that mean?
ところで兄さん、お仕事はしばらく休みにするのですか?
I live here. I think it's okay. Yeah, unless something that comes up, I'll be at home resting for the time being. I mean, I'd rather have military personnel living on my block. Right? I mean, at least you feel safe. Baby. I put up that notice at my place, so people who have business with me should come over here. Don't we have a phone? What year is it? We have electricity, so I know we gotta have phones. That's right. An image of the office pops into my head. I'm certain it's still clean.
家にいらっしゃるのでしたら家事なども。いえ、やっぱり結構です。
Kari stopped speaking halfway through for a reason. It's not that she subscribes to the old adage that chores are for women. She simply places no faith in me. I feel a bit insulted. If I could do housework, I'd clean my office in Shinjuku. Yeah, that makes sense. Our office is a mess. Of course we can't do housework. God forbid we pick up an item off the floor and put it in a trash can. Not that that's anything to brag about. I'm not bragging. Really, it's a godsend that Yukari is so responsible. This place would be up in flames. Thanks for the meal. Aww. After we both bowed our heads, she stands up. I don't know. Going to hole up in the library. I'll call you. We have phones. After saying that to me, Yukari picks up the dishes and heads to the kitchen. Well then, guess I'll get moving too. Ooh, I like this library. It's very quaint. The Tokisaka were a family of historians, so my parents left behind an extensive library. Oh, it's our library? That's pretty sweet. Because of that, I've shut myself up in here to pore over books ever since I could read. You know, that's really like, I need everything is organized. I've amassed quite a bit of esoteric knowledge as a result, but in exchange, my vision has gotten pretty weak. Even now, whenever I have spare time, I find myself in this room.
Nisa, coffee wa ikaga desu ka?
Oh, I would love a cup of coffee. Thank you. Just leave it over there, please. It'd be funny if, like, this whole game, it was like a running gag where he always wanted coffee, but he never got it. He always got something else that wasn't coffee. I don't know why. That'd be funny to me. I mean, it's not really a funny game, I guess. But that would just be like a little humor. I indicate that Yukari, who has just entered, should leave it on the table. You know, right there. It's fine. Thank you. Ooh. I mean, can you have tea cakes with coffee? Isn't that a little, you know, taboo? No? Okay. She leaves after setting down a plate filled with Western-style pastries. Now, I pick a random book off the shelf, take a seat, and start turning the pages. This is where I find an important clue to a murder we're solving. Or so I hope. After lunch, I casually puff on a cigarette in the living room.
Nisa, ohima desu ka?
I'm about $5 right now. While cleaning up my silverware, Yukari asks me a question. Sorry to disappoint you, but I'm heading back to the library after this. How far away is the library? I mean, she's not wrong. Her tone leaving no room for argument. She holds out the bag for the coffee beans. I gotta go outside. When she says it with that smile, though, how can I refuse? Are the beans from Moonworld fine? Let's go to Moonworld anyway. We're going to Moonworld anyway. Even if she said they weren't, she'd never know. Her smile unchanging, Yukari plants a hand on my back and shoves me toward the door. She's a little quick to get me out there. Hey, hold it. Let me relax a little bit. I just got up a little while ago. You're not wrong. Damn it. She's got me pegged all right. Yukari stuffs some money in my hand with a little giggle. Sheesh. I'll see you later. Oh, look at our little house. That looks great. After Yukari shows me to the door, I put on my coat and step outside. The air isn't so cold that I can see my breath, but it's plenty chilly all the same. I turned up my collar, hunched my shoulders, and started walking. Like a detective. It took about 30 minutes from my house. A relaxed pace has brought me to the station at Kichijoji. A while ago, as soon as I left in fact, I've sensed a strange presence behind me. I'm being tailed. Whoever they are, they're keeping a safe distance as they follow. I know they're there. They're hiding in the shadows of walls and in between pedestrians. Since I haven't turned around to confirm it, I don't know what kind of person it actually is. I guess I'll try to lose them. Moonworld is only a short distance away, but I really don't want my new friend to find out where I'm going. I'll go past the station and head for Inokashira Park. If I make a few circuits around that area, then sooner or later I should be able to shake them. Casually, so as to avoid suspicion, I push through the crowd of people and slip into the narrow alleys of the old black market. After winding my way through the warren of passages, I emerge at the park. It's Sunday, so the place is packed with families and pairs who look like couples. Well, I would rather have pairs look like couples than pairs that look like apples. I can't sense that strange presence anymore. I think I've lost them, but just to be sure, I turn around, but see nothing out of the ordinary. Phew, oh man, there's nothing wrong. Sorry, there's nothing to be gained by tailing me. This wasted a lot of time. I'm tired after all the running, so I'll just take a rest here. Oh hey, that's where those girls were. I go further into the park. There are fewer people here. It's quieter. I come here now and again to take the load off. I find it easier to collect my thoughts in places like this, where it isn't so crowded. I mean, of course, it's also a great place for a nap. Or it would be if not for this March weather. Someone's here already? There's someone sitting on my favorite bench. The one with the great view, you know the one. Her long black hair sways gently in the breeze. A female student, I presume. She looks like she's wearing a uniform. It's white, with an unusual design, one that I recognize. It's from the Ouba Girls Academy, the same school Yukari attends, according to their strict regulations. She shouldn't be in a place like this by herself, but she turns around. Ooh.
Yeah.
Gosh, she's pretty. Okay, what's the button to turn off? I don't know what the button. Can I just? Okay, yeah, I'll just right click. There you go. She's pretty, isn't she? I like that. I like that look. That's a pretty look. Her voice is soft and clear, as the ringing of a bell. And you are? I don't think she's mistaken me for someone else. She's looking me right in the eye.
随分と遠回りをしたのだね。おかげさまで足が棒になってしまいそうだよ。
Wait, she's the one who's following us? She raises her long, slender legs for me to see. So you were the one stalking me. Well, she's made that quite clear already, but I still don't know why.
どうだった？
What's what like?
探偵が尾行される気分？さ？
Oh, you know, I just fear for my life. You know, the usual. She's certainly nonchalant about this. How did you know I was a detective? What if she was trying to get our attention because she saw the note on the door? I can't say I like hearing this from a girl I've never met, you know. Detective's line of work depends on us not being noticed. If he's found out, then his job becomes all the more difficult.
あなたの家からついてきたからね、時坂さん。
Oh boy. Well, I guess that would explain why you know my name, but what does this girl want? That's the real question. I have no idea.
それで、私の尾行はどうだったかな？
Awful, but good enough all the same. And I was so sure that I'd shaken her. Oh well. She giggles and stands up. Moving as though her body weighs nothing at all, she turns to face me.
朽木東子。
Huh?
私の名前。
Toko.
さ？
That's a pretty name. Toko. Yeah, I like that. That works. Having said that, the girl's name, Toko, turns away. Kuchiki Toko. A winter in which the trees decay. Well, you know what? Now that doesn't sound very pretty. In some respects, a transient, ephemeral name. Why have I met this girl who has such a fragile-sounding name?
いつ果てぬともわからぬ。すぐに壊れて消えてしまいそうな名前でしょ？
I mean, it certainly does. No, that's not. I shake my head by reflex, but I can't hide the fact that she's practically read my mind.
無理しなくともいいよ。名は体を表すとも言うからね。私にぴったりの名前。
My name sucks.
そこが好きなんだ。
Toko's words are like the ringing of a bell. After her manner of speech, although her manner of speech doesn't befit a girl, her voice is unmistakably feminine. By the way, what exactly did you want with me? I forcibly steered the topic of conversation back on track. If I let her lead things any further astray, well, I don't think I like where we end up.
探偵に頼むことなんて一つしかないじゃないか。
I know it. She has a job for us. She regards me with eyes full of mischief. If I had to describe her right now, I'd say she reminds me of a cat. Cats are good. Cats are good luck. I think. Yes, of course. Kinda. At any rate, a request from a girl her age probably won't amount to much until it's the request of a lifetime. I can kill some time with this.
探してほしいんだ。
Okay. And what would that be?
私を。本当の、ね。
What? Hey, wait. Before I can deduce the meaning behind her words, she turns her back to me.
Tokisaka-san, mata wo.
Oh, no, you don't. You can't just drop that and not, flesh that out. What? Like a gust of wind, Toko departs. What the hell just happened? A girl says she's want me to look for her, then disappears? You can't be serious. She wasn't asking to play hide and seek, was she? Honestly, I just don't understand women these days. I don't understand women in general. Since there's no point wasting time pondering over the girl's parting words, I decided to get back to Yukari's request. She's probably already mad. I'm abruptly greeted with a cute scream. What? I look down at my feet where the voice originated. Aw, isn't she cute? Oh, hey. Let's keep it PG, everybody. A girl is sitting on the floor. It doesn't seem like she's sitting of her own volition, though. Who are you? I've never seen her before. She must be the new girl. She bows while she's still seated. That's pretty crazy. Judging by the tray and glasses rolling around on the floor, she must have fallen around here. Oh, we're so good at deducing things. Are you okay? I extend a hand and help her up. She gathers up the various scattered objects. You must be the new employee. Now that I think back, I remember Kyoko mentioning her. Amemiya? That's a cool name. I like that. I wonder what that means. It's gotta mean something really cool, right? Yeah, like, I know in Japan they pay, like, a big deal on, like, what a person's name actually means, like, like, in Japanese. She bows so deeply that I find myself bowing in response. It's like, a lot of times you'll see them, like, list their blood types, because it's, like, very superstitious over there about, like, what your blood type is. It's kind of like a personality kind of thing. It's pretty interesting stuff, I mean, thank you. When I see all those idols, it's nice to know that if I ever need a blood transfusion, I know which one to ask. After being seated at the counter, I finally take a breath. Whew, seems like an entirely different place. I've never gotten this kind of service from you before.
Tokisaka-kun wa tokubetsu da mono. Hoka no okyaku-san ni wa kichinto shite iru wa yo.
I would hope so. Kyoko glowers at me. Glowers from behind the counter. What the hell's a glower mean? Other customers? Huh. What customers? I'm the only one ever. I keep this place running. I grab my neck to survey the surroundings. Nobody around except for Hatsune, who was busy cleaning. Sure. That's fine. Alright, I get it. If it weren't always like this, then she wouldn't be able to hire a new employee, no matter how much her acquaintances pestered her. Money's gotta come from somewhere. Can I get a coffee this time? Yeah, some beans too, please. No, I just happen to want some coffee beans. Kyoko laughs as she brings out the jar of coffee beans. That actually sounds pretty good. Aren't those expensive? I'm not made of money here. I remember hearing something to that effect anyway. You drive a hard bargain, lady. Ignoring my words, Kyoko starts weighing out the dark beans. Can you please make them cheaper for me? Her hand stops. Suppose I deserve that one. Thanks, that helps. It's gotta be better than cheap, bitter beans anyway, right? I mean, my job is entirely depending on how many jobs I have. That's not what I meant. Yes, I'm a detective. Let me just shout it from the rooftop so everyone knows. My sentence is interrupted by a yelp from Hatsune behind me.
Tokisaka君だからいいけれど。
He's not really a customer, it's fine. Kyoko just scolded Hatsune, I think.
すみません。
That was so cute. Let's hear it again. Just the button to hear it again.
すみません。
Aww. Are detectives really so rare? I mean, I read all the Sherlock Holmes novels. They're pretty good. I direct this to Hatsune, who looks like she's trying her best to disappear.
いえ、そうではなくて、私がお世話になった人が上野で探偵業を営んでまして。
Oh. Ueno. Ah, that guy. They gotta be pretty rare if we know who she's talking about without actually knowing who she's talking about. It might just be a coincidence, but I happen to know a detective who's based in Ueno. That doesn't mean I know that particular detective, but...
私にいろんなことを教えてくださったんです。
Oh, did he? A lot of things, eh? I can picture plenty of things, but none of them are good. If this is the guy I'm thinking of, it's entirely possible. Oh god. What, did she use her as like a sex slave or something? Horrible.
文字の書き方だって教わったんです。
Oh, thank god. Sune seems to blush faintly. Yeah, I bet I taught you to write. I see. So that's what it was. No, I know this guy. He wouldn't do anything like that for free.
そんなことありません。ちゃんと優しかったんですから。
That's when he completely missed my joke. Completely. Is that the part of him you fell in love with?
あれ、そんなことは。
時坂君、あまり意地悪しちゃダメよ。
Consider it payback from earlier. Seeing that Hatsune is staring at the floor and blushing furiously, Kyoko comes to her rescue. That's okay. I don't need to be Sherlock Holmes to know what that means. I hadn't really intended to go that far, so this gives me a good opportunity to end the conversation.
この子ウブなんだから。
京子さんまでそんなこと言うんですか？もう。
Alright, so how's a girl like her get a job here? That's what I want to know. You know, what transpired? Hatsune turns away, puffing out her cheeks in a mock pout. Even so, she's an acquaintance of his, is she? Where'd you meet that guy?
私が以前いたお店に間借りしていたんです。
Store? Let's see. The store in Ueno where that guy always stirs up trouble. I'm certain it was Yukishiro in the Red Light District.
時坂君。
What? Kyoko's hand clamps down on my arm. I realize I've gone too far. Hatsune's shameful expression crumbles even further. I see. So she was...
私は
Jesus.
初音は娼婦でした。
That's rough. She lifts her head and looks at me straight in the eye.
でもね、時坂君。この子はお手伝いだけで、お座敷に上がったこともないから。
Kyoko speaks up for Hatsune, clasping the girl's shoulders. Even with her resolute expression, Hatsune still looks like she might burst into tears at any moment. I lay my hand gently on her head. You've been brought up by some fine people. I can tell by just looking in your eyes. No matter what job you have, you do it with pride, right? That's something you learn from the people around you. Working in the Red Light District can be easy, even if you're not offering any services. I can sense the indomitable spirit that kept her going through that. Right. Even after those grisly murders. Hey, how should I say this? The mistress there.
宇雀様です。
Her voice is a quiet whisper. Right, Ujaki-san. I really owe her a lot. Of course, it was for her knowledge on the underworld. I didn't partake of any of her other wares. After what happened 5 years ago, I hadn't had any word from her.
雪代が亡くなった後、宇雀様は私を養子に迎えてくださいました。
That was nice of her. I see. Well, that's why you're Amamiya. I don't know the mistress's real name, but I can at least guess it has the character for Rain in it, from Ujaku.
はい。ですから今は母様です。
Oh. Well, looks like you met a wonderful person. I After giving her head a final pat, I suddenly feel intensely awkward and pick my cup up from the counter. The coffee's gone tepid.
ありがとう、時坂くん。
Kyoko whispers softly into my ear. I didn't do anything. Honestly, I went too far. I mean, all I did was showing you guys a detective's nature. But Hatsune is the one who really deserves an apology. I face her. Our eyes meet.
掃除に戻ります。
And last, Hatsune breaks eye contact and turns away, tossing her shoulder-length hair.
あらあら、初音ちゃん照れているみたいね。
A wry smile on her face, Kyoko tops off my cup with hot coffee. As I return home from Moonworld, the sun is already starting to set in the western sky. It's freezing. That's March weather for you. Near sunset, the temperature suddenly drops. Huddling for warmth, I quickly enter the house. At the door is a pair of ridiculously oversized shoes, so I expect something is up. I didn't know anyone would come here after reading the note I left in my office, but it looks like that someone actually did. Be that as it may, this is way too soon.
Look
at this guy. You know this guy's got a story to tell. Oh man, he reminds me of like a guy from Princess Evangel, that old guy like with the goons, like the older goon. The man on the sofa sits down the coffee he's been sipping and turns to greet me. What the hell are you doing here, Uozumi? Uozumi Kyoko is an old friend. We worked together at the same place in the past. I quit, but this guy still works there. In other words, he's an active duty police officer. Oh boy.
てめえがあっちを留守になんかしているから俺が西荻窪組んだりまで来る羽目になっちまったんだろうが
Geez, you sound mad. It isn't that much further than Shinjuku. Besides, don't you hang out to Kichijoji around the clock anyway? I take a seat on the sofa, waving off his complaint.
おかえりなさい、兄さん。
As Yukari enters from the kitchen, I hand her the bag of coffee. Why'd you let this guy into the house?
寒いのに外で待っていただくわけにもいかないでしょ。
Ah, you're right. I wouldn't have done the same thing. Yukari sets a steaming cup of coffee in front of me.
それに、魚住さんはお仕事でいらしたんですよ。お話を聞いて差し上げないと。
兄貴とは違ってよくできた妹だよな
Excuse me? I would have let you in. Oh, shut up. Well, what have you got? Can't wait to hear it. I bring the coffee to my mouth and face him. He is not the sort who'd come all the way over here without some important business. It's gotta be some pain in the ass waste of time, right? Well, I'll at least hear you out, so start talking.
お前好みの山だよ
Oh boy, is it a murder? We're getting a lot of those lately. What's one more?
私は席を外しますね。
Turn the voice volume up. It's a little low. What's the config? There's the config. Female voice on. Oh, there it is. That's what I want. Oh, that's awesome! They don't immediately spoil everything in the game. That's amazing. Let's turn them all up. Turn the other voices up. There we go. Alright, that should be fine. Something to change in the atmosphere. Yukari bows to Uozumi and leaves the living room.
先日な井の頭公園で女のバラバラ死体が発見された
Oh, crap. Right up my alley, he says. I've placed a cigarette between my lips and lighted. Uozumi follows my lead.
もう一つある
Is it that woman who was with that one girl? She's dead? My hand freezes in the midst of handing him a match.
一昨日か府中の多摩霊園でも女の死体が発見された
Any connection? I don't hesitate.
ない手口が全く異なっている
Jesus Christ. MO means mors operandi, basically like the motive. Uozumi finally lights a cigarette.
井の頭公園で出たやつは胴体以外 両腕と両足、それに頭だった。
Jesus Christ.
霊園のはほぼ全身が残っていたが、遺棄された状態が特殊すぎる。
How is it bizarre? Curiosity's got my blood pumping. He's told me this, fully aware of what makes me tick. Knowing each other for such a long time isn't always a good thing.
墓地に埋められていた。それだけならともかく、片足だけ地表に出されて火がつけられていた。
The burning cigarette crackles quietly. Do you suppose it's an allusion to something?
やっぱり食いついてきやがったか。
Uozumi chuckles.
だが今のところ何も分かっちゃいねえ。あとはそうだな、確か左腕が切断されていた。
Just one?
お、周囲からは発見されていない。
Stop up my cigarette and fold my arms. 2 murder cases. It'd be unreasonable to conclude that it's a serial murder at this point. In order to prove that, they'd have to narrow the scope of the investigation, which would be impossible.
お前さんにはタマレーンの件を任せたい。こちらも人手不足でな。
It's a pretty big ask. Hold on, Uozumi. I haven't said whether I'm going to take it or not.
受けるんだろ。
God damn it, you know me too well. Of course I'm going to take it. I need to know. I need to get to the bottom of this. Uozumi interrupts me. He always interrupts me.
お前さんが殺しの話で断るはずがねえからな。
You're right. How can I refuse? That's not true. I deny it, unconvincingly, of course. I have no intention of refusing. Inside my head, I'm already thinking about how to proceed with the investigation.
動くのは明日からだ。任せたぜ。
Oh boy. Right. Nevertheless, it's been a while since the last ghastly case like this. My interest stems from a case that happened 6 years ago now. Well, that time I wasn't able to catch the killer in the end. This time I'll get him. I'll get him for sure. For the victim's sake and for the sake of the people left behind. Once I've chased Uozumi out, I have dinner with Yukari, then retire to my room. I have a cigarette while warming myself up by the hibachi. My thoughts are buzzing with the details of our conversation. 1 foot lit on fire, eh? If it's supposed to be a copycat murder, then what's the deeper meaning? There's no idiom for lighting one's foot on fire. The closest we have is light a fire under one's feet. And it means something along the lines of danger is approaching. Well, there's a big difference between foot and underfoot. Since I don't have all the details, I don't know exactly how the leg was burned. The meaning may lie behind the method used. I should try looking at this from a different perspective. The corpse discovered at the Tama cemetery had its left arm amputated. Why? If they didn't want her fingerprints to be collected, then they would have cut off both her arms, so why only one? Would there have been some important characteristic on the victim's left arm? A tattoo, for instance, or... Nah. That only happens in detective stories. The arms must hold some significance for the killer, but with the little information we have, it's impossible to tell what that is. I'll move on to the other case, the dismemberment. This one's probably a little simpler. Both arms, both legs, and the head. Relatively speaking, they're easy parts to transport. It's likely that after the victim was murdered, the killer's next step was to dismember and dispose of the body. The torso may still be lying out there somewhere, discarded. In order to commit such a crime, the perpetrator must have a composed analytical mind. I can infer that much from what I already know, but given my lack of information, there is little point to speculating further. At the very least, we can start investigating the people related to her if we can learn the victim's identity. Right now, we can't even guess at the motive. It all begins tomorrow. Looks like I'm back to living at my office in Shinjuku, starting tomorrow. But before that, a bath. My office doesn't have one for obvious reasons, so the only place I can get a good hot soak is at home. Well, there are a number of soap lands near my office, but draping a towel over my shoulders, I stand up. Even so, for these 2 incidents to occur in such close proximity, is it the work of a single murderer, or just mere coincidence? The 2 crime scenes are roughly 5 kilometers apart as the crow flies. If there's one perpetrator, then both scenes should be within his range of movement. However, there's no way they could get around carrying a body. The suspect would have to own a car. These days, that could be anybody. I haven't narrowed down the suspect list at all. I'm good. It's time for a bath. It's cool my head. Ah. Huh? Ah!
兄さん。
How's it going? Sorry?
さすがに二人でお風呂に入るには狭いと思いますよ。
No, my dear sister. The problem here is an entirely different matter.
背中くらいでしたら流して差し上げますけれど。
That sounds
どう
wonderful.
しますか？
Nah, I'll pass. Tell me when you're done with your bath. Yukari cocks her head at me doubtfully. I turn away and leave the changing room. Oh, there you go. It's an uncensored game. Jeez, I don't know if I'd call that composure or something else entirely. I return, or rather flee, to the living room, then flop onto the sofa. Normally she's pretty straight-laced, but from time to time, that happens. This really worries me. I wish she were a little more reserved about this sort of thing. After a while, Yukari gets out and we switch places in the bath.
背中流しましょうか？兄さん。
No, I'm good. I said it's fine. Go warm up before you catch cold. Seriously, I'll never get used to this. And with that, I think I'm going to call the episode here. I hope you all enjoyed it. It looks like a great game. You can buy it on Steam right now. It's on sale for $24.99, $24 something. It's normally $35. It's on sale, 30% off for like the opening week, I think is usually how those things work. But yeah, it seems like a really great game, really beautiful artwork, great story, great, great music. It's really great everything. I can't say enough about this game. And I'm really excited to play more of it. And I hope you enjoyed my little quick look and you go out and buy the game yourself. You all have a good day and take care.